Hey y'all, I am back. I know, right? Some of y'all might have been like, oh, she stopped doing YouTube. Oh, I guess she's too busy. Never too busy for the people that have been supporting me in this YouTube journey. It is a journey, and I'm still figuring out all the facets of it, but I do know that I'm supposed to keep going. So I am so happy to be back. 2025, happy new year to all of y'all. Welcome. We're clearly at the end of the first quarter, which is bananas. Okay, it's bananas, but we are back, and I just have to share with y'all January. Well, you know what? Let me go back to December 2024, because God was just working in me, working in my heart, working in my mind to prepare me for January of 2025. And I went through consecration with my church, and that was amazing. And God spoke so clearly and gave me so much to consider in my life and for where I know he's taking me and the opportunities, all that stuff. It just came, y'all. Like literally, God has just been growing me. And so I'm glad I actually took a step back and took some time away. I thought I would be back in February, and God was like, huh? Because life, and there were some really beautiful things that I got to experience. There were also some really hard circumstances that I encountered, but it made me go deeper in God and be more bold with God, which is going to lead me to what this video is about. But I would be remiss if I did not say, I apologize that the Life and Wisdom Men's Edition was somewhat cut short for you all. I had to include that in my, what was it? Vlogmas. There it is. I was trying to think. I was like, it's not December, October. No, that don't work. It's Vlogmas. I had to include that there. And so I'm definitely going to create a playlist. There was one more video wanted to get to you all, but for technical reasons, all of that, it didn't happen. So my heart, I am definitely going to have those gentlemen back. I am looking to do something very fun in about the summertime. So we are now in spring officially. Praise God. Praise the Jesus of the Bible. We are looking forward to this exciting co-ed conversation based off of Life and Wisdom for the men and the women. I'm super excited to be able to bring that to you all, because I think it's important for those who are believers and for those who are not believers to have healthy conversation, real conversation about life and our relationship with each other as men and women, whether we are just friends, whether we are in romantic relationships. Like, there is a design that God has for us to work together. And I am blessed to have some amazing male friends, right? And they have taught me and helped me for what I know will come in my future with my future husband, and how I relate to him and how I serve him, how I submit to him, right? Let's not talk about that. We're going to have to come back, because y'all, January, what God had me reading and stuff, y'all, it was mind shifting, and I'm grateful, right? But I can't put it all in this video. I cannot. So I really just want to share with you all right now. I got to go to Tulum. If you follow my social media page, you saw my reel from today, actually. And it was so much fun. I'll drop more, because my auntie was like, you ain't dropping no pictures. And I was like, you right, I didn't. Because I just like to go and get back, okay? But it was amazing, and I really, really enjoyed myself. I had such a good time, and when I tell you I went with intention, number one, with intention to rest, because I do a lot, and I'm acknowledging and realizing it's okay to acknowledge that I do a lot. And so, as I say, you work hard, you play harder, right? When it's time to step away, you step away and you do it just like you work. Like, don't shortchange yourself, because it's important to the refreshing of your soul, and your body, right? And your mind. Like, I'm so, so grateful. I am so, so grateful. And so I told my best friend, shout out to Shamari and Kaylee, because we went together celebrating their birthday. Okay. But shout out to them. And when we were going, I told Shamari, I said, I have intention that I am going to try things that I'm nervous to do, right? I don't know if I've shared with y'all before. I probably have, because there's a lot of videos on this page, right? But I know how to swim, but I'm not I have not been I have not been a confident swimmer. And I get nervous, it's like more in your head. And they say that about adults, like the psychology of it. That's why I was like, when I have my babies, I'm throwing them in the water, right? 6 months, we're there, okay? Parent and me classes, because I think just that comfortability in water is so important for no matter whether you're in a swimming pool or the ocean, right? So I told her, I said, I am going to push myself. And I was like, I know I'm going to be nervous, but I'm going to push myself. So y'all, in the airport, when you go out of the country, if you're not familiar with it, they're going to try to stop you and sell you their product and what they want to do at the airport at a discount. But there's always a catch. There is always a catch. Okay. The catch being, we ended up sitting through a travel presentation, which was fine, because we got some really cool tickets to be able to go to 4 cenotes, which are basically natural made pools, right? That's the best way I can describe it. Natural made pools that are in caves and out of the rocks, like that's where the water is and that's where you can swim, right? And then the Atlantic Ocean. So first, when we went to the cenotes, and I'll put pictures and try to put a couple videos in here so y'all can see, but the first cenote, I was like, I'm not leaving this wall. I was so nervous because it was in a cave. And I was like, yeah, no, there's no bottom. The instructor ain't getting in with us. Right? Because I was nervous. And yes, you had your life jacket on, but still, like, you can have a life jacket on and still be in your head and freak out and just accidents, right? Didn't want that to happen. So I stayed on the wall. I was very proud of myself, okay, that I even got in with the life jacket, y'all. And while other people went into the cave, I was like, that ain't my portion yet. I'm gonna stay right here on this wall. So when I got out, as you can see here, I took a picture because I was proud of myself, y'all. I was like, I'm gonna build my way up. Okay. Then we went to the second, and when we got to the second one, I said, okay, I'm gonna float out a little bit away from the rocks. I'm gonna just be more comfortable. When we got there, I was like, ooh, this is a little big, but I'm still do it. My best friend got a video of me. Shout out Shamari. Like, I just love her. It was like a little kid. I even had a little kid laughing at me on the side because she like, this girl nervous, and like, you just talking because I'm nervous. But I was so proud of myself for launching out, right? For following through with what I said I was going to do, because I really wanted to just overcome that nervousness that I feel, because I love vacation. I love the water. I love all that. And I'm like, I can't be afraid out here in these streets. Okay. Got to use wisdom. Know your limits, know your capability until you develop and get to where you're trying to go, right? I wasn't just going to launch out with no life jacket. We not doing that, right? Or when I got to the cenote, I wasn't just going to launch out and say, oh, I don't need no life ring. I don't need, we gonna use wisdom. So that was the second one. Got out there, took a picture with my best friend. I'll try to insert that too. I was so happy and just like free in the water. The third one, it was a river, and my friend didn't get in that one, but she followed the river down, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna do it. So I went in, And I swam the river all the way through. And it's another type of cenote. Y'all, it was so freeing to just realize, like, I don't have to be afraid of this, right? I don't have to be nervous about this. Oh, it was amazing. So then we get to the fourth one, and it was another opportunity to go in a cave. Sorry, y'all. Whew. I did it. Went into the cave. I'll put the picture here too. Y'all, it was pitch black. I was like, Lord, what am I doing? Right? But I knew I was with the group. I knew there were other folks. I knew from my experience, right, that I was going to be okay, that I could swim the water with the life jacket. I was going to be fine. So when I came out, and at the end noticed my best friend decided to come in, because at first she was like, I ain't going in that cave, but she did, and it was so cold, right? When I came out, I was so happy. I was so excited that I made the decision to overcome this thing, right? Now I know I can do it when I go out. Now, water ain't choppy, ain't crazy, you know, wisdom is the principal thing. But I was so grateful, so happy, y'all. And it taught me that I don't have to be afraid of scary things, right? With God's help, with his wisdom, I can launch and I can do things that I might be nervous to do. And it helps me because, as I always say on this platform, to help you, right? To encourage you. And so I am just so grateful, because then a couple days later, we ended up going out on a catamaran. It was super cool, super chill, laid back. And we got to an opportunity where we could snorkel. And I told my friend, I said, I'm going to try it. Ooh, I'm going to try it. Right? Now, you out here on this large body of water. You got to take your body off this boat and get into what was the Atlantic Ocean for us in that moment. And I was like, oh. And then when they handed me my life jacket, it didn't go over like the other one. I said, oh. And they were like, no, it's going to help you. It's going to float. And my best friend said it, so I was a little more calm, right? Then as I'm getting down into the water from the ladder, my foot slips, my life jacket pops open. I'm like freaking out. And they're like, no, it's okay. Just calm down. I'm like, my life jacket open. And I know they was looking at me like, she okay? Y'all, I could have easily walked back up and got back on that boat. But I was like, Lord, you have gotten me to this point. Why would I go backwards, and not fully go ahead and experience this? The man who was our life guard, who was, over the boat, he was like, I'm gonna be in there with you. I got a life ring. You're gonna be okay. Because he saw me contemplating, and he was so helpful. Shout out to him. I cannot remember his name, but shout out to him. He was like, you can do it. And he's like, but you gotta come, because they're drifting. Like, this is the part where we gotta get off to do it. And I'm like, don't that sound like God? Like, you gotta do it now, okay? Because you're going to miss the experience. Oh, Jesus, that's a whole nother lesson. Praise God. So I said, okay, got my life jacket back on. Held on to that ring. Y'all can see I held on to that ring with everything. But it was the most fulfilling experience ever. Okay, it was so cool. I was like, yes, Lord. Oh, my goodness. And then he was like, all right, now put your head down. Put your head in there. And I was like, ooh. Okay, so my little snorkel, I had never snorkeled before, y'all. First time snorkeling, and I put my head down, and these fish were beautiful. They were right here in my face, right? And I was just like, this is amazing. I would have missed this had I decided to stay on the boat, had I decided not to take the leap of faith, had I decided to be nervous even when I had the opportunity with the cenotes and not get comfortable in the water, right? Y'all, what am I saying with this story? Because I'm about to end it, because I don't want these to be long. When God gives you opportunities, take them, learn from them, because they are positioning you for a greater experience, for a more beautiful experience. And even though you might be uncomfortable, even though it's like, I don't get this, this don't feel good, like I'm nervous, all of that stuff, God is with you. And when God is with you, nothing is impossible for you. If God leads you to it, he will bring you through it. And I'm sharing that because this year, there are some things that God is calling me to do. And I know that with him, I can do it. The cenotes in the Atlantic Ocean, they were just the, the preface, that's the lack of a better word because I can't think of it right now because I'm worried about trying to finish this video. But it is the intro into what I know God is doing in me and through me this year. He's calling me to be brave, calling me to launch out and trust him and do the things that may be hard, may be scary, but in the end, it is going to be beautiful and it is going to produce results that I am not even expecting, or not expecting results that I'm not even anticipating, because I expect God. But what God has for us is far beyond what we can even think, right? And so I am so excited. I really wanted to share that with y'all because this year there are great things coming and I'm excited to share it with you. I love y'all.